Ever been in a relationship with a narcissist and felt like you lost yourself? You're not alone. It's pretty common for those who've gotten involved with this type of person to feel that way. You see, narcissists have a knack for manipulating and controlling their partners. This can leave their partners feeling confused, drained, and unsure of who they are. And in this video, we're going to uncover the hidden effects of long-term narcissistic abuse. Think of it as the first step in how you can start healing. Because the reality is, you won't be able to fully move forward until you understand the impact that this toxic relationship has had on you. Number 1. You feel like you're damaged goods. Narcissists have a way of making their partners feel like they're inadequate. This is why you might eventually find yourself thinking things like, if everyone knew the things I've been through, like the struggles I've faced, the mistakes I've made, or the experiences that have shaped me, they'd surely question my stability. They might even doubt my credibility, wonder if I'm capable, or even think I'm completely unhinged. Being with a narcissist for so long can make you doubt your worth. But you need to remember that you are not damaged goods. You are a resilient and strong individual who has overcome challenges most people haven't experienced. And that's something to be proud of. Number 2. They feel negative emotions like anger or resentment for a long time. It's totally normal to feel this way after realizing your relationship with the narcissist was abusive. But try not to let those experiences define you or pull you into the same cycle of anger and negativity they brought into your life. Matching their behavior only keeps you emotionally tied to them, especially if that anger turns into hatred. And when that happens, it's easy to accidentally take it out on others who had nothing to do with the harm you went through. Breaking this cycle gives you the chance to heal and move forward without carrying their influence with you. Number 3. You develop trust issues. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can leave some pretty deep scars within you, especially when it comes to trust. In fact, a lot of people who've been through narcissistic abuse, whether it's through family, a romantic relationship, work, or friendship, struggle to trust again. It's why they'll say things like, I don't ever want to let anyone get that close to me again, or I'm done working in places like that. That loss of trust comes from feeling deeply hurt and betrayed by the narcissist. After investing so much of yourself in that relationship that ended up hurting you, it's completely normal to feel wary, disillusioned, and unsure. So, you get that little voice in your head saying, I don't even know where I stand when it comes to other people. How can I trust anyone again? But here's the thing. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. And as broken as it might feel right now, trust can be rebuilt. It just takes time, patience, and some soul searching. Number 4, you become really defensive. One big effect of long-term narcissistic abuse is becoming overly defensive. Sure, it's important to set boundaries and take your time building trust, especially when you consider all you've gone through. But when you've dealt with someone constantly tearing you down, in particular, your defenses can go into overdrive. You may not even notice that you're putting up walls so high no one can get through. And this can also leave you feeling stuck and overly cautious. Over time, it can get hard to figure out what's normal or even to reconnect with yourself because of all the defenses you've put up. You might even catch yourself second-guessing everything, even your own actions and feelings, because you've completely gone into defensive mode. This is another exhausting side effect of the abuse. By the way, make sure to subscribe if you've learned something new today. Number 5, you displace your emotions to others, even become cynical of them. Let's say your narcissist partner has treated you badly for years. You manage to break it off with them, but then you come across someone else who also knows the narcissist. However, this person is actually kind and decent, unlike your ex-partner. Still, you might find yourself being short with them or even rude. They didn't do anything wrong, so why does this happen? It's another effect of narcissistic abuse called displacement, which is about redirecting your frustration onto someone uninvolved. The problem is that it can fester and leave you feeling more cynical over time. That's why it's so important to focus on growth and self-awareness. Sure, the narcissist might represent everything that's wrong, But don't let their behavior control yours or hold you back, especially once you've moved on from them. Number 6. Your self-esteem gets shattered. One of the tough things about becoming a victim of narcissistic abuse is how much it can mess with your self-esteem. After everything the narcissist put you through, you might catch yourself having thoughts of, will anyone ever truly want me again? Can anyone actually see any good in me? Plus, even when someone gives you a genuine compliment, it becomes so much easier for you to doubt them than to believe it. You might think, are they being honest, or are they just saying that to make me feel good? If they knew everything I've been through, would they still stick around? What if they discover the mistakes I've made? These thoughts can spiral, leaving you stuck in a loop of self-doubt and second-guessing yourself. And that cycle also makes it really hard to rebuild trust both in yourself and in other people. Number 7. You get a rebellious streak. One of the lasting effects of dealing with a narcissist can be a strong urge to rebel. Think of it like this. Imagine a dog that's been chained up in the backyard for years. When the gate finally swings open, the dog will likely run out fast, right? But once it's free, its actions might seem random or chaotic. This is because it doesn't really know what to do with all that newfound freedom it gained. The same thing can happen when you break away from a narcissist. At first, you can get this intense feeling of liberation. So you say something like, I'm free. I can do whatever I want. But that rush to reclaim control of your life can sometimes lead you to make choices that aren't exactly the best for you. This kind of rebellious streak often comes from being so drained by the rigid rules or expectations that the narcissist imposed on you. So you might say things like, no one's ever going to control me again. But in pushing back, you could end up overshooting into extremes. It's totally natural to want to reject everything the narcissist forced on you and enjoy the freedom you gained. But it's also important to stay aware and not let that rebellion derail your progress. Number 8. You become sensitive to criticisms. Narcissists have a knack for criticism. They can find fault in just about anything. In fact, just think about how often you've been on the receiving end of their nitpicking. It's too many to count, right? Their criticisms could involve something small, like a subtle, why would you do it that way? But they could also tell you something harsher, and they said it intentionally to tear you down. Over time, those constant digs can really start to wear on you, making you second-guess yourself and even question your own worth. Number 9. You feel guilt and shame. Earlier, we talked about how narcissistic abuse can make it hard to trust others. A big part of that often comes from another lasting impact of being around a narcissist, which is guilt. You develop this guilt because the narcissist made you feel like everything was always your fault, even when it clearly wasn't. On top of that, feelings of shame can stick around for a long time, such as feeling ashamed because it took you some time before you decided to leave that situation. These feelings make it even harder to heal, but it's important to remember that the narcissist manipulated you, which is why you're feeling this way. And if you liked this video, then check out these related videos to see more. And make sure to like this video to let the algorithm know you'd like to see more videos like these.